Right now, we're going to focus on another sports show, but this time with canines. America's Top Dog is premiering tonight. I spoke with Curt Menefee all about this fun show, how it's different, the great competitors in these dogs, and much more. Let's take a look.
Today we are catching up with award-winning sports broadcaster Curt Menefee. The TV veteran is celebrating his love for animals by hosting 2 series on A&E. There's new back-to-back seasons of America's Top Dog and the new series An Animal Saved My Life. Curt, thanks so much for joining us here.
My pleasure. Glad to be with you.
So let's start with America's Top Dog, since this is premiering on June 29th. Tell me more about this season.
Well, this is season 2, and you know, obviously last year was a very popular show on A&E and worked well. They came back and we just messed with the format just a little bit. Whereas in season 1, we just had 6 dogs and they would compete against one another and kind of beat the clock and advance in each round. Whereas this year we start with 6 dogs, but we have them matched up more of a bracket style in 3 different categories. The first one, we have 2 police canines go head to head, the winner advances. Then we have working dogs go head to head, and this can be anything from a therapy dog to a dog that, you know, finds missing people or hunts down truffles. I mean, it can be anything. So those 2 dogs will go head to head, and then the winner advances. And then there's the always popular underdog category, which tends to be more the family pet. Obviously, these dogs have been trained to run this obstacle course, but you know, you get every type of breed you can imagine. You know, border collies, poodles. We have Shih Tzu mixes. I mean, like we had one competition where a 17-pound dog took on a 100-pound dog, and they all run the same obstacle course, which means jumping over walls, knocking down 100-pound dominoes, swimming through water, different obstacles, and it's all timed. And at the end of the episode, the winner of that night gets $10,000 plus $5,000 donated to the animal charity of their choice. And they get to come back for the season finale where all the winners compete for the title of America's Top Dog, where the winner of that gets $25,000 and the animal charity donation. So in the end, it's just a good time watching week in and week out for a good cause.
A good time. There's a lot at stake, but nice that not only do they get money for themselves, but also to donate to an animal charity.
Absolutely.
And these dogs, they all, even the underdogs, are incredible athletes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's fun to watch about it. You know, you get to see, one, how athletic and smart these dogs are. But you get to see the connection between the human handler and the dog. And that's what's fun. One of the things that's fun for me is because you see sometimes it's the handler trying to cajole a dog who has got nervous, and all of a sudden they don't want to get in the water, and it's a pool. I mean, so everything is safe. They don't want to get in the water, or they don't want to cross a bridge because it shakes, and the handler has to get that dog to do it, and you see the way the dog responds. But there's circumstances where sometimes it's the handler that doesn't want to do something, and you can see the dog encouraging the handler to come on, let's do this together. And so you get to see that connection right away. But it's fun because, as I've explained to people before, the course is basically American Ninja Warrior with dogs. It's a giant obstacle course, and you get to see so many different things, and you get to see the athleticism of the animals and the way they work together with the humans that reminds you that it doesn't matter. Some of these are rescues. Some of these are bred to do this. Some of these are taught to do them. Most of them have been taught, some later in life, that if you spend enough time with a dog, you can teach it to do amazing things.
And so many of us can relate to that depth of connection between the owner and the dog. And it's this very heartwarming show.
It is. And it's a show that you can sit down with the whole family and watch. You know, it doesn't matter who's in the room, whether it's grandma or whether it's your 3-year-old. I mean, you know, you don't have to explain what that word meant or what that situation was to a kid. You never have to concern yourself. And you always find a rooting interest because there's always a dog that maybe it's the same breed as your family pet, or just a dog you think, wow, that dog's so cute. And you start out pulling for that one dog that's going to be my dog tonight. And each family member may have a different one so that you can compete within your own house. But by the end of the episode, there's no way you can root against any of the dogs. So you wind up just being happy for whichever dog succeeds in the end and winds up winning the title. It's such a fun show. And I enjoyed season 1, and season 2 is even more entertaining by being with David Keckler, who's a comedian that most people know from the Anchorman series as the sports guy champ, but he's been around as a comedian for a long time. And so we're just able to have a lot of fun as we watch these animals do these amazing things.
And Curt, I'm curious, you are traditionally in the studio, you're a game broadcaster. How is it different doing this, being able to broadcast canines as opposed to humans?
There's once the competition starts, it's really not a difference because, when you're calling a football game, you don't know what's going to happen from moment to moment, and you're just, relaying the action that's happening there. And it's the same thing with the dogs, is that you have no idea what's going to happen moment to moment. You're just relaying the action, except the difference is, at least with humans in a sporting event, there are boundaries and they stay within those. If you get out of bounds, the play's over. With dogs, it doesn't quite work out that way. We had one situation where we had one dog who made it, I'd say 2/3 of the course, and then he just decided, all right, I'm done. So he decided to run off the course, and we're out in this desert in California, and we're shooting. It's the middle of the night, and so the handler goes after the dog, and so do members of the crew. Well, the dog thought it was playtime, so the dog was basically playing "You Can't Catch Me," and so wherever the handler would go, and the dog would zigzag, and it was fun. And when it on, seriously, for a good 15, 20 minutes, we had to stop the clock. I mean, the clock on the competition kept going, but in real time, we had to stop it so that they could get the animal back on course, and eventually came back and finished the course. Now, needless to say, it wasn't record time, not in a good way at least, but you don't know if that's going to happen with the animals, and you certainly can have a little bit more control over that with a human. That's probably the only difference.
So much fun, and I don't have a lot of time left, but I don't want to forget about the other show, An Animal Saved My Life. Tell me about that.
Yes, so that'll start July 6th, and it'll be paired right after America's Top Dog each and every Tuesday night on A&E. You can watch both. And it's just like the title says, An Animal Saved My Life, where we have camera footage, sometimes cell phone cameras, surveillance cameras on street corners of animals literally saving people's lives from situations as varied as houses that are on fire. Someone had a stroke once, and a dog went to get someone to save them. We have a sea lion that saved someone from drowning. So it's a variety of situations. We have the camera footage where you get to see it, and the humans are able to tell the story and recreate what happened. And the difference being that dog or that cat or that bird, whatever, being there at that moment and saving them from a life-threatening situation.
Well, thank you so much, Curt Menefee, for joining us today. So looking forward to watching both of these shows, seeing you and your showcasing your great talent as well. America's Top Dog Season 2 premieres Tuesday, June 29th, and An Animal Saved My Life premieres with back-to-back episodes at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, July 6th. Thanks again, Curt, for being here.
Thank you, Christine. Bye-bye.